This activity, it aligns with the Florida Early Learning and Developmental Standards, and it focuses on physical development, fine motor, and mathematical thinking, number sense. Now the materials that we're going to use for this activity, I have here 4 of these smaller popcorn containers. I have a large popcorn container. I have my tongue, and I have a timer that I'm going to set for 30 seconds. Inside my large container, I have my yellow pom-pom balls to represent my buttery popcorn, and I have my white pom-pom balls to represent my plain popcorn. Before we get started, let me explain the tablecloth and the backdrop. It has nothing to do with the activity itself. It was just my way as a teacher to encourage my children and to make them curious about what they were going to learn when they came to my center. And when you're doing the activity, make sure that when the children are placing the popcorns into the container, that you encourage them to count them as they place them into the container. You may also want to have a sheet nearby to maybe write those children's names on there who are participating in the small group, so that if they were able to count those popcorns up to 10 without any assistant, you can kind of make that notation on that assessment form. So let's get started. Let me start my timer here for 30 seconds. Okay, I'm going to start my counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I counted my 10 pom-pom balls and my 10 popcorn, and I have about 10 seconds to go. So let me place my container here. Then you want to encourage your students to pour the popcorns out on the table. Let me stop my timer. And then remember that we're focusing on using fine motor skills in our hand muscles, so they can either choose to use their fingers to put the popcorn back into the container, or they can use the set of tongues. So I'm going to use the tongues in this case. And I'm going to count them as I place them back into the container. So you can say to the other children, let's see if Elnora was able to get the 10 popcorns within the 30 seconds. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yay, Elnora was able to get the 10 popcorns within the 30 seconds. So next you want to give each child the opportunity to get those 10 popcorns within their container within that 30 seconds. And you want to have them to do the same thing that I just demonstrated for you, to have them pour the popcorns out onto the table and count them as they place them back into the container. If that child was clearly able to count those popcorns without your assistant, you can mark that child as knowing how to count one-to-one correspondence. Thank you for joining me. I hope this activity is useful to you. Until next time, see you later.